I could tell you this, and this is a hard truth that Nigerians have not been told. You see, most of the parts of the Southeast are no longer Nigerian territory, because one of the signs of your territorial control is your flag. You can't put a Nigerian flag on most of the southeastern part of the country. Maybe it's only in Enugu that you can find a Nigerian flag flying. There are no more schools where you can teach anything about Nigeria. Even in this Abuja, we're going around to markets. We had a guy carrying a flag. They said, no, we don't want Nigerian flag around us. That shit tells you how deeply people are.
But let me ask you, Sowore. All right. So according to Sowore, he said that he can confidently say that most part of the Southeast are no longer part of Nigerian territory. Oh yes, and he went on to say that what makes you claim a territory is your flag being mounted in that place. But he can say that most part of the Southeast, if you go around most part of the Southeast, you will not see Nigerian flag, except in some places in Enugu State. That is what he said. And after watching this video, I said, well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You know, I could remember back then, I grew up in the East, you know, I could remember back days when we used to go for this 1st October March Past. You know, we gather somewhere in the local government and we celebrate our March Past. That thing doesn't happen again in the Southeast again.
Of Christ, soldiers of Jesus.
Two persons about to go. Easy. Bounce your leg. Bounce your leg. Scatter the God and get the pieces together. Scatter the God and get the pieces together. Yes. Hot, hot. Hot, hot. Hot, hot. Knees high. Knees high.
With this one, devil is.
It doesn't happen again. In fact, the last time I traveled down to East, I think, okay, it was on Saturday, and on Monday, I wanted to go out to see some of my people around, living around. It was my mother reminding me that Monday na no go area. So you see that some things that are happening in some other part of Nigeria is not happening in the Southeast, and some things happening in the Southeast is not happening. I mean, some things happening in some part of the Southeast is not happening in some other part of Nigeria. It means that it seems the division don't become small. But anyway, the most funny one is that after watching this video that Sowore did, of course, I'm going to play the full video for you. I remembered one video that I saw online. Because Sowore said that if you go to schools in the Southeast, they don't teach anything concerning Nigeria again. And I can tell you that it is true. Let me play this video for you so that you will confirm what I'm telling you.
Biafra, our land, Biafra, our nation, Biafra, we are fighting for our nation, full of love, our nation, Biafra land.
Let's have them present.
That one shock you? Just hold on. I'm going to play the full video for you. But first of all, I will allow you to listen to Sowore. Listen to him. Because most times we are talking about divide. You don't know, say the division don't become small. By the time You know, when I was quite younger, I don't know much about Biafran history. You know, all I know, I used to hear Biafra once in a while, maybe once in a year. I'll see somebody here, or probably I'll just be walking along the road. I will see a Biafran flag, and I'll be asking, is it a military flag or what? But now, small pikin for East, everybody know history of Biafra. They know about Biafra, and they tell me that Biafra wouldn't come. Anyway, let me allow you to listen to Sowore. After listening to him, then I'll play just a little clip of these children where they are, you know, celebrating Biafra and reciting Biafra anthem. Anyways, I just came across it. All you need to do now is do well to drop your comment in the comment section what to think. This thing that you just watched, these little children, do you think that they will grow up and suddenly forget about this national anthem, or you know, the history of Nigeria, I mean the history of Biafra? Do you think they will just forget it, or do you think they will keep learning to know more about Biafra? Drop your comment in the comment section. Please watch this.
You can't put a Nigerian flag on most of the southeastern part of the country. Maybe it's only in Enugu that you can find a Nigerian flag flying. There are no more schools where you can teach anything about Nigeria. Even in this Abuja, we're going around the markets. We had a guy carrying a flag. They said, no, we don't want Nigerian flag around us. That shit tells you how deeply people are.
But let me ask you, Sowore.
I feel like Nigeria never ended the civil war against Biafrans.
Do you think that there's something that could be done consistently? And you know very much how Americans take the Black American history.
Yes.
And in some part of, in some states in America, they pay attention to their curriculum to study Black American history.
Yes.
And there's the Civil War. And there are those who say that healing comes from, but a lot of people still believe that the blacks or the colored person in America is an endangered species.
Yes.
But in South Africa, we saw what happened. In Rwanda, we saw what happened. How reconciliation and healing could happen. I'm not sure we've had a national conversation about the Nigerian Civil War of between 1966 and
1967 to 1970.
Yeah, 70.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think there is anything that could be done? It doesn't look like we have walked away from the ghost is still hotting onto Nigeria.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, I would say, like, if I was sitting in Nassau Rock today as president, I'll go to the Southeast and apologize for the Civil War, no matter who's up to squad. And then I'll start a process of dialogue and national healing to say, look, people will say somebody abandoned his property. There's nothing like abandoned property, but you forcefully take someone's property and never give them back. Somebody who was a billionaire or a millionaire, you fight them in a war, 4 million people died. You just woke up and say, no victor, no vanquish. But there was a victor, there was a vanquish, because the vanquish got 20 pounds. The victor got billions, walked away with the property of the person who they claim is abandoned. And then subsequently, they keep finding in your relationship with them that there's hatred, there's animosity, and there is a desire to always oppress and suppress them in the civil service. Jonathan told me one thing, and probably I'm not supposed to reveal, but I'll say it. He said when he made Ihejurika the chief of army staff, he came to him and said, it's unbelievable. You have
an Igbo man.
Say an Igbo man. Say, nobody trusts him. It came to him, he said all of them started coming and said,
things what people say about Kaduna and Seogo.
Exactly.
And the 1976 coup and how they thought that.
So, and but we have not worked that part. I didn't fight during the Civil War, so I don't have any business sustaining the Civil War. I was born in 1971, but I could smell the gunpowder all around us. And I think this is part of how we can start our national healing. Release now, they can call for dialogue, get everybody to sit down, including those who fought. Gowon is still around, you know. Let all of them sit across the table and say, look, we want to confront one of our ugliest past, which is the Civil War.
I think,
and because we are confronting our past in the Niger Delta region. You are forgiving Kesarawiwa, you know, likely, you know, driven by the need to go and start re-exploitation of oil from Ogoni land. But you could see that those are work. You meet all the militants, you know, they used to be hiding, now they are billionaires. Tompolo just donated 10 billion naira to Delta State. He's probably richer than Delta. So if, for instance, you had continued fighting the insurgency, in the Niger Delta region. Probably they will have shut down the entire oil production in the country by now.
Sure.
You are looking at insurgents, Boko Haram, bandits. You are meeting with them. You even grant them the opportunity to come to your meetings with their RPGs and their magazines. You know, they come. You even send delegation to attend their children naming ceremonies. And then there's a guy whose only weapon, regardless of what they tell you, that you could provide in public is a radio broadcast. That's all.
Sowore,
Not a razor blade was found in his possession.
Yeah, I think that, and I'm throwing this challenge to the Nigerian National Orientation Agency. They are different. I'm a student of literature, and you can sit down and critique any work of literature that anybody does. They are different, and I have maybe like half a dozen of the record of the perspectives of the Nigerian Civil War from everybody, those who were in the military then, those who suffered the heat of those who were on the receiving side, and those who were on the other side of that civil war. I think that we should have a national account. There are different accounts of the Biafran war, of the civil war, and I think that we should come up. Let's have writers who will come and align the account. Let's have a Nigerian account of the civil war that will now have FAQs to say these are the frequently asked questions and these are the answers to it. Because if those will say it's an Igbo war or is an anti-Igbo or this was this and that, don't you think that we need to come together first? Reconciliation, the kind of thing that we saw in South Africa. Let's have a national moment of reconciliation and healing, then have a unified account about the Nigerian civil war, then have incorporated as part of civic studies in our education curriculum, such that students are compulsorily made to study it from primary to secondary and to the university, what has happened in our past and our history, don't you think?
Well, we need to restore history back to our curriculum. I mean, real history.
I think it's been done. Well, I'm not sure if it's been practically, it's been announced as a policy, but I'm not sure.
You have to see what the history books are first before you can say those are history books. Because don't forget, there was a time in this country that under the military, they banned Kensarawiwa books simply because they had a problem. But what I want to tell you, beyond what you've recommended, these are just glossaries to what needs to be done. There must be, and this is serious, first you have to stop the abuse. You have to, by way of what you have recommended, which is national healing, stop the suspicion. And thirdly, you have to ensure that you demilitarize. Yes, there's nobody who feels safe in the Niger Delta region. I mean, in the southeastern part region. I could tell you this, and this is a hard truth that Nigerians have not been told. You see, most of the parts of the southeast are no longer Nigerian territory, because one of the signs of your territorial control is your flag. You can't put a Nigerian flag on most of the southeastern part of the country. Maybe it's only in Enugu that you can find a Nigerian flag flying. There are no more schools where you can teach anything about Nigeria. Even in this Abuja, we're going around the markets. We had a guy carrying a flag. They said, no, we don't want Nigerian flag around us. That shit tells you how deeply people are.
But let me ask you, Sowore, the case of n0t is before a Nigerian court.
Yes.
And, when this has happened, it handicaps anyone from taking any political decision.
Nobody is handicapped by, let me tell you, and you know this, the politicians who repeat this garbage, they themselves do not allow the courts to determine their fates. I mentioned to you before that this current president, Tinubu, was undergoing trial at the Code of Conduct Bureau. Have you ever studied how it ended? It ended because they always seek political solutions. He knew that if he was convicted, he might not be the president that he is today. So he went to France to go and meet with Jonathan. A meeting organized, I think, was by Shaguri, or there's another guy who is close to Atiku, one of those Italians. And he resolved it there. I heard about it through the Akintola SAN. He said, sure, because I used to carry out Tinubu, and he said, this case is dead. I said, how? So what they do is that all they need to do is the judge is not handicapped. All they need to do for political solution is for a prosecutor to come to court and file a nollie.
Nollie prosecute.
Yes, it's to say, look,
the power of the states to withdraw.
We're submitting a motion today that we no longer want to continue this process.
That is what you think the Attorney General should do
immediately. He should have done that yesterday. Yesterday was their best opportunity.
What solution would that? What would that do?
It immediately de-escalates tension. It provides an opportunity for dialogue.
Biafra, our land, Biafra, our nation, Biafra, we are fighting for our nation, full of love, our nation, Biafra land. Biafra land. All in Biafra land, justice a chance. So
they're really nice.
I'm telling you. Regard our nation, our nation full of love, our nation Biafra land. For peace and joy, our nation Biafra land. Oh, where you are, our nation Biafra land. Everybody, let's come together, our nation Biafra land. We are supposed to have peace. No more religion, Our nation Biafra land. Where you are, our nation Biafra land. Everybody, let's come together. Our nation Biafra land. We are one strong family, one people. We are one strong family, one people. Woo! Our nation Biafra land. Our nation Biafra land. Where you are, our nation Biafra land. Everybody, let's come together. Our nation Biafra land. Woo! Clap for yourself!
All right. So after seeing all this, what do you make of it? Drop your comment. I'll see you in my next video. There are so many updates I want to share with you. Thank you very much. Do not forget to subscribe. God bless you.